Alright, what's up guys? Chokosura here, and we're back with another Secret Amount of Randomizer Seed of the Week. This is number 261, and for this week we have a Vanilla Long Seed for this weekly seed. Alright, so we're just gonna get right down into it. We have 7 flags for this weekly seed. Starting off, we have a Sprite start. We have Restrictive Logic as always. We also have vanilla bosses, so we know where all the bosses are going to be. We also have vanilla shops, so we know what items are being sold in what shops, so we don't have to go looking for specific pieces of armor. We know where they're going to be. We also have start with both characters, so once we get down to the sword pedestal with the sprite, that is where the other 2 characters will join. So pretty much we'll be starting the seed with all 3 characters. This also means that we will get to start the run with 3 random weapons instead of just 1. We also have random enemy spawns. It is what it says. We can see any enemy in any area of the game. And last but not least, we have a gold drop multiplier of 100. So basically this is going to mean that any chest that the enemies drop, if they contain money, they will drop money in increments of 255 per level. It's kind of like a bug that's been in the rando for the longest time, and I don't know if it's going to get fixed anytime soon, but it's one of those good bugs where no one cares if it gets fixed or not. So anyway, those are the flags for this weekly seed. Yeah, not too much to worry about this seed. This one shouldn't be too bad. This one should be... Honestly, this might be in baby seed territory, but it depends on where everything is, and it depends on what we need, or what elementals we need for Grand Palace, and if we need to find like an axe or a whip or whatever. So let's see what we have going on here. All right, sprite start. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Yeah. I'm definitely sensing baby seed here, but I can't really say that yet until we start finding stuff. All right, so there's the bow. There's Lady Prim, and there's Mr. Randy. Okay, so it looks like we have a sword, axe, and the bow. Okay, sword, strength, dryad, axe, high damage, intelligence, thunder, bow, dragon con, ice. Alright, so first things first, we're going to swap the girl over to the bow, give the axe to the sprite. We're going to set our gauges down to keep away. And the reason why I'm doing this is because we do not want our characters killing things as we run through areas. We don't want to be gaining unnecessary levels right now, so we're going to keep them away from the fight. Okay, so we're going to do our norm. We'll check hints and see what we can learn. 800 bucks. Okay, whip is late. All right, so that's actually a really important hint because now we know what part of the game to look for that. Okay, I am gonna pop that guy just because he's in my face. All right, Lumina not required for Grand Palace. Lumina in the Mana Fortress, that is why she's not required. So Lumina is going to be one of the last things we see this run. Okay, we're getting bursted, that's fine. Undini is early. Also good to know. Needed shade. Okay, so we're getting some pretty decent hints already. Alright, nothing there. And gnome required for Grand Palace. Jeez, these enemies, I swear. Alright, so what we're going to do here is we're going to flame you out. And we're going right to Gaia's Navel because we want to get these freebies. We know that Shade is required, Luminous not required. Undini is early. We may run into her. Plus, we have 800 gold, so what I might just do is buy some power wrists while I'm here. And get everyone started on those. I know my guys are taking a little bit of damage right now, but that's fine. I still don't want them popping everything they see, though. Alright, Javorb, we rope out. And go to Dwarf Village. Okay, there's the glove. Yeah, we can take a look at that, sure. Dark and Strength, I might as well put this on you. Since it is your signature weapon after all, and it's better than the bow, might as well use it. Okay, there's Undini. Okay, we're gonna rope and go to the shop and buy 3 power wrists for our characters here. I gotta see how much I have left. Maybe I get a headgear and rabbi cap as well. Honestly, I think we can wait. I think we can wait because I might just go quill caps instead. At least for the girl and the sprite anyway, we can go quill caps. I know 2 quill caps is going to cost me 220, and then steel cap is 180, so I need 400 for all 3 of those. Let me grab these hints actually. I don't want to leave these hints behind. Okay, not needed Luna. Alright, good to know. If we find Luna, that'll be great, but she won't be required to get through Grand Palace. I'll go up here and grab this hint, and then I'll head to Moogle Village. Okay, nothing on that, unfortunately. Okay, so the whip is late game. And honestly, I think that's a little bit concerning because the whip could be in a really silly spot like Kettlekin, or it could be like on the Dark Seed pedestal. Actually, no, it can't be there because we need the whip to get there. It could be something like, I don't know, back of Pure Land, Mana Tree. So we got to keep that in our mind. Okay, another 800 bucks there. Alright, there's the Fire Seed. Okay, so I'm thinking to just grab a steel cap from here. I'm going to head west. I might have enough for 2 tiaras. I might. Okay, so we picked this up. 350, 700. I do. All right, so we'll grab 2 tiaras from Kokora. And since I'm heading in that general direction anyway, I might as well grab them. Since the whip is late, I'm gonna check Moon Palace Orb and see what it is. We want to make sure we have as much information as we can get here. Okay, that's a gnome, which we don't have yet. We can also check Fire Palace out of logic too. We have the sword and the glove. Stop here and grab 2 tiaras for the other 2. I'll make sure I put these things on before I go anywhere else. Is my sword level 1 yet? It is. Okay, cool. So what we can do is check the first chest out of logic and see what that gets us. Unless by some miraculous event that Undini is required for this orb. I doubt it though. Nope, it's Luna. There we go. In that case, we don't need to get the glove to level 1 because we have the sword. Okay, that's just a spear's orb. At the very least, we can get information on the orbs here. Oh, that's Undini though. There's the boomerang. Go ahead and cast 2 more of these actually. Damn. Alright, so we did get the boomerang, which is decent. Not really. Alright, so we're gonna go Turtle Isle to Mandala here. And then we go to Dark Palace after that. So the route is going to be Mandala, Dark Palace, Tasnica, Lighthouse, and probably Sunken Continent after that. We do have the axe. We can check Sunken City Chest. And we can check the first 2 rooms in Grand Palace and see if we can get any more information on what's required. We know that Shade's required. Okay, not needed Luna. We already know that. Luna in a cold place. We know where she is now. 5 elementals required. Moon Seed is early. Shade under the sea. Interesting. Nothing on that one. And Fire Final is dead. Okay, so we know where Luna is. We know that Shade is in Sunken City. We have the axe, so we can grab Shade anytime. Best case scenario, Shade is sitting in the chest, but who knows? We're dropping Dark Palace right now. I'm kind of chasing the whip at this point. I'm kind of hoping that the whip is free, but we don't know that. Depending on what else we find. I'm not sure if I go Pandora Ruins. I mean, I can attempt to chase the Moon Seed, but I don't know how helpful that'll be. Because we are not finding this whip so far. Okay, there's the Moogle Belt. Let's see. We go to Tasnica. And actually, now that I think about it, I think I'll go west from here. Tasnica, Sunken Continent, into Lighthouse, into Ice Country. We can make a play for Luna. We know Luna's not required, but Luna's awesome, so we can use her for boss fighting at the very least. Not to mention we have Undini, so Undini Luna combo is pretty much the second best combo the Sprite can have, next to Dryad, of course. Chest? Nope, no chest. Okay, 600 gold on the king. We'll take that. Needed gnome. Okay, so that's actually good to know. Okay, so we know we need 5. We know of 2. Okay, I do want to kill that. I don't want to get my MP sucked up by that guy. Nice. Okay, that's actually best case scenario, seeing Shade right there. That means I don't have to step into Sunken City. At least I hope I don't. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this to level 1. Alright, we're going to step in Grand Palace and see if we can learn anything else. We may be able to learn what else is required in here. Okay, that's a Shade room. I can actually pop this right now, so I don't have to do it later. There we go. I can't go any further since I don't have the whip, of course. Sylphid. Okay, that's good to know. So Sylphid is required. Alright, so as far as the rest of the elementals, we have Undini. So the rest of them, we don't have any information on the rest of them. Salamander and Dryad. We know Lumina and Luna are not required. Okay, nothing there. Flame me out. We go to where am I going? Ice Country, right. I'm gonna make a play for Luna here. Maybe she's somewhere free. Worst case scenario, Luna is sitting at Frost Gigas, which that would be actually tragic. Okay, Mech 3 is nothing. Oh, okay, never mind. There's Luna. Excellent. Alright, so we're in a really good spot here. Really good spot. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and get this to level 1. This is assuming these guys have MP. They do. I'm trying to think if I want to do Pandora Ruins. Okay, there's the Light Seed. That's nice. Might even be necessary since we know that the whip is late. Alright, so we go southeast here to Northtown. Okay, we check with Chrissy, see what she has to say. Late game Salamando. Okay, that's actually huge because now we know where to look for that. We have a lot of information as far as elementals, which is a good thing. Alright, I'm going to get this to level 2. Alright, we got a Boom Orb and the Javelin. Okay. Alright, so now my question here is, do I want to full clear Northtown Ruins? I want to say no, because we do have information on Salamando. We do have information on the Whip. We know both of those are late game. We don't have information on Dryad though, so that might be a little bit concerning. I don't know if that's enough of a reason for me to full clear Northtown Ruins. At this point, I might just say I go check late game areas after freebies. I might just do that. But I don't know. I mean, skipping Pandora Ruins is a little bit concerning if I do that. Because 1, we may find the Moon Seed, which could lead to the Whip. 2, we may find Dryad, which might be required. So I don't know. I mean, full clearing Pandora Ruins. Oh wow, there's Sylphid. Clearing Pandora Ruins might not be a bad play here, even with the information we have. Sylphid. Damn. There's also a chance that we do have to step into Pure Land at some point to look for either the Whip or Salamando. Alright, 1,600 bucks. I'm gonna check the back chest. I don't want to leave that behind. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this is actually a hard decision here. I kind of want to full clear Northtown Ruins here, but at the same time, I don't want to full clear. We do have Luna, so there is that. And we have an int weapon in the sprite. I don't know. I mean, the only reason why I'm considering full clearing Northtown Ruins is because if there's something back there, we've already found one thing here though, so I don't know. I mean, what are the chances that there is something back there? Ooh, gnome in the back chest though. That's actually pretty brutal because a lot of runners don't like checking the back chest, which I mean I can see why, but sometimes you just have to, you know, man up and do it. All right, so yeah, I'm not checking the back of Northtown Ruins. I don't think I need to. Not with the information we have. Okay, Bo's Orb on Mara. I'm gonna check my money and see how much I have. 3,000. Let's see, we have that, we have that. Chest armor, I think we go... chest guards and one fancy overalls for the boy, and I think we should be straight. I could have got those damn chest guards in Southtown too. That's okay. Yeah, I think we're okay to get 2 chest guards here. And then 675 for the overalls. I gotta go to Matango for those. We flame me out, grab those, and I think... I don't know if I want to go to Pandora Ruins here. I know it's 7 checks, but... we have some pretty solid information here. I don't know. Okay, let's put this stuff on before I forget. Do I go for it? Because I kind of want to just go straight to Pure Land here. We do have Undini, Gnome, Sylphid, Luna, and Shade. So the bosses aren't going to take that long to kill, especially when we have 2 mana seeds. I don't know. I think I just checked this. If this is one of those cases where Pandora Ruins actually has nothing, then we can revert. But there's usually something in that treasury, usually. I think the best case scenario is we find Dryad. I think that's the best case scenario here. Either we find Dryad here, or we find, say, the gold key. Gold key would be acceptable because that means we can check Light Palace. So I think I just chased that actually. And I probably should have been leveling my no magic while I'm running through here, but that's okay. Wallface's magic defense isn't that high anyway, so I think level 0 gem missile should suffice for this fight. We should be okay. I'm not concerned about leveling Gnome right now. If anything, we level it up during the boss fight. And I'm gonna go ahead and level her Gnome up as well for speed up purposes. Level 1. I'm gonna go ahead and drain. I think he's dead. I think he's dead though. Or maybe not. Oh, I was going to say, did I not get MP back for that? Okay, in that case, I'll just do this. I messed up there. As soon as I saw that freeze, I should have swapped to the girl earlier and start casting Gem Missile. I could have got that mess to level 2, but that's okay. That's okay. Alright, level 5. Axe Orb, another Axe Orb. If we find Dryad, we can do Mana Magic strats on the Mana Beast. If we find Dryad. But I don't know. I'm kind of hoping I do find Dryad here, because then if we do find Dryad here, we can go straight for late game checks. And we can make a play for Salamando and the whip. Okay, Glove Orb on her. Alright, so let's cross our fingers and hope there's something decent here. Whip Orb. Okay, there's the Moon Seed. We knew that was early. 400 bucks. Dryad Seed. Wow, okay, so... Okay. There's only one play to do here. There's literally only one play to do here. We check Moon Palace. We know we need Gnome to get inside. We check Dryad Ped afterwards and see if the whip is there. Unless it's here. So right now we're looking for Salamando and the whip. I think once we find those, we just straight up might be in go mode. Again, we don't know where Dryad is though. So Dryad is our only hiccup here. If I'm checking Dryad Pit, I need to level something up to kill Snapdragon. I don't have Salamando for him. Okay, Glove Orb. Okay, so nothing here. Alright, no problem. We go to Dryad Orb then. Or the Dryad Pedestal. Let me see. Freeze is not going to be too great. I think I might have to level Shade here. Okay, let me actually work on my Shade Magic real quick, because I think this is probably the best thing I'm going to have against Snapdragon. Damn. I need another target. Once he blew up. Okay, level 2 should be fine, I hope. Can we drain from this rabbit? That'll work. Okay, 5 MP, only get one of these unfortunately. I'm gonna double drain here. And I might just dump the next 3 spells in Dark Force. There we go. That works. That works. Alright, Dryad Ped, what do you got? Bow Orb. Damn, no whip. We check hexes here. We absolutely check hexes here. Okay, still not dead. I'm gonna go freeze here. Okay. Yeah, I think this was the right call. I think. Because we were looking for 2 things late game, the whip and Salamander. Alright, Jab Orb. Nothing. Okay, that's fine. We have to do that spot anyway. I should probably save a split this watermelon, but I ain't going to. We're just gonna check this. We're just gonna full send it. Okay, let's actually go with this. You wall? Okay, there's the wall. That's fine. Ow. I didn't catch. Okay, it's level 1. I have to cast 2 of these. Oh, no, I don't. What am I doing? My damn dispel's level 3. The only reason I'm leveling Air Blast here is because I'm most likely going to have to step into Pure Land, and we can shred the Sneck there with it, so... Okay, I'm out of... the boss is out of MP, so I'm gonna have to finish him off like this. Or I can just, you know, do this. Oh, you 2 can absolutely fight now. You all just sitting there doing nothing. No, I don't want to do that. As soon as I learn how to freaking menu, there we go. And you too, Prim, you can start swinging too. There we go. I don't need y'all playing pacifist anymore. Y'all can actually kill stuff now. So... fun fact, Magic Absorb is actually kind of bad against that guy because you drain all of his MP in 1 cast usually, and if you can't kill it, in the second cycle of spells. Okay, there's the whip. Nice. If you can't kill it in the second cycle of spells, then you're just, you're screwed. And you had to fight it physically. Okay, so are we full MP? Yes. I still think I should chase Salamando. I really do. Let's go to Pure Land. See, the only reason why I'm chasing Salamando is we do have information on him, whereas with Dryad, we have no information on her. We have no clue where Dryad is. We know Salamando's late. And if Salamando is required, then great. Okay, Snick. Did your gnome reach level 4 by any chance? I don't know if it did. It did. There we go. Alright, nothing there. Let's keep going. I think the worst case scenario is if Salamando is like on the light seed pedestal or something. We don't have Salamando. Freeze, that's level 4. I think we just use Dark Force here. Yeah. Okay. Alright, level 11 for everybody. Axe Orb. Nice. Okay. Okay, hold on. Here's what we do. Here's what we do. We're gonna drop a save right here. And we're gonna flame me out. I'm gonna go to Grand Palace and check the rest of these orb rooms and see what we need. Because if we don't need Dryad, which is very possible, then we will be in go mode. So we have to check. I would rather do this rather than try to blind Dryad, because we have no information on her. Alright, so we triggered the one on the right earlier. We gotta do this one. We should be okay as far as armor. At least right now, anyway. Wow. Great call. Absolutely great call. Okay, so that means it's gonna come down to either Undini or Dryad. And this is the scary part, because we don't know if Dryad's required or not. And we have no idea where she is. So fingers crossed that we need Undini for this as well. And we just straight up might be in go mode. That's what I want to see. That's what we wanted to see, folks. We wanted to see that Undini room. Alright, so that is going to put us in go mode. Since we know of all 5 elementals now. Okay, I gotta watch out for that wall. Alright, I do need to drain some MP here. There we go. Alright, I'm gonna get slapped. Yep. Alright, and that's all she wrote. Alright, so for Mana Fortress, I think we just used Freeze on Buffy when we get to him. Dark Force on Dreadslime, of course. We have a level 4 Shade, so we can pop him pretty quickly. Dark Glitch will probably just use Freeze on that guy as well. Okay, let's be careful here, though. We can do 3 of these and then drain. He walls. Yep. We got something for that. I'll go ahead and get this to level 4 actually, if I can. There it is. And we should be good to go. Or maybe not. Okay, one more. There we go. Let's see. This puts us at level 12. 13, 14, 15, probably 16. Mana Beast might be level 25 when we get to him. So I'm probably going to upgrade my armor a little bit if I can. We have 3,600 gold, so that is enough for 3 Tiger Caps. So we'll grab those and then go to Mana Fortress. And we'll grab a couple of walnuts just in case. I don't think I need them, but you never know. I might do something silly. Good thing is we're past 10 MP, so we don't have to worry about running down to 0 casting Evil Gate on the Mana Beast. Alright, so we know that Lumina is in the Mana Fortress, which isn't gonna do anything for us. But yeah, I think I definitely made the right call of hunting down Salamander solely on information and knowing that we needed either Salamander or Dryad. And I feel as though that is a perfect example of why information can be so powerful versus blinding something. Alright, Mr. Buffy! You got some free spells coming your way, friend. Do one more. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Yeah, I mean, it's all about what you do with said information. And I'll explain more about that during the synopsis at the end, but I mean, I just thought it was... Okay, there's Lumina. I just thought it was more useful, or more of a better play to go for Salamander, or try to look for Salamander anyway, than to blindly chase Dryad down when we have no information on her. Okay, I'm gonna throw up some defenders with Prem during this Dressline fight. Okay, we do have 12 MP, so I do have to be mindful of that. You did? No, you're not. All right. All right, you should be dead after this next one then. Yep. The reason I cast Defender on everyone is I saw Prem took a hit back there before we got to the boss here. And quite frankly, I don't want to get smacked up on the way to Dark Lich. So, yeah, that's why I cast the Defender. Earthseed, ew. Earthseed, why is that here? Okay. I mean, I guess that's fine. We can get our Shade Magic to level 5. be put to sleep. I probably should have just cast speed up on Prim, because it is random enemy spawn, so we can see trap flowers at any time. Alright, I mean, I've got Lumina, but yeah, we're not gonna bother. Not when I'm sitting here with a level 4 Undini. Well, make that level 5. You did. Yep. He's dead. He's a dead Dark Lich. Alright, the only issue is I don't have Midge Mallet, which, it's fine. We'll be okay. And we get the Vanilla Mana Beast boss music. Okay, I do need to concentrate here on my spell timings. Alright, 2500. Too early. Flashbang warning. The lag. Let him move. I'm bad at the game. Let him move. Alright, he should be just about done though. I'm trying to catch his HP if I can. Alright, he's dead. Alright, GG. Yeah, I mean, I would rather have Dryad for mana magic here since it's faster. We have a boy, we have a sword, but we never found Dryad, so it is what it is. I'm not gonna complain. A spam an evil gate, especially without the Midge Mallet, is, I feel, a little bit slower. But, I mean, what can you do? Rando's gonna rando, as they say. Alright, so we're getting 57 something. Probably 57-20, I would say. Or 21, perhaps. or 22. All right, so 5722 is our time for this seed of the week. Not too shabby. Yeah, this seed is most definitely a sub-hour seed, especially if you follow your hints. If you figure out, hey, this hint is telling me this, and I need to go and I need to consider checking late game. The first hint that you're given is that the whip is late game. So that should tell the runner, hey, at some point I need to go to late game. I need to go to places such as Pure Land or Sunken Continent or what have you. That also tells you that the whip cannot be in certain places in late game. Notably, the Dark Palace pedestal, you need the whip to get to that. It also cannot be on doppelgangers, you need the whip to get there. So you can automatically write those two places off. And Grand Palace chest, the whip can't be there either. So you can automatically write those three places off for the whip. So what does that leave? You start with the axe, so there's Dark Palace chest, Light Palace, Moon Palace, Dryad pedestal, Watermelon hexes, Sunken City, and Pure Land. So honestly, I feel as though I routed this decently well, I would say. I mean, I don't know if going to Pandora Ruins was all that great of a play. I mean, don't get me wrong, we found 2 mana seeds there, and those mana seeds were late game mana seeds, Moon Seed and Dryad Seed, which allowed us to check for either the whip. I don't think we had Salamandal information at the time, or did we? I think we did, actually, because we found that hint on Chrissy. So yeah, we did. So going Pandora Ruins in hindsight, it seems like a good play, and I don't know if it is or not, but you do find the Moon Seed and the Dryad Seed there, so that kind of incentivizes one to check those pedestals for either Salamander or the whip. So there is at least that. We found, what else did we find? There's $600 and some orbs. So I mean, it's not the best play, but it's not the worst play either. I mean, I can see runners going to Pandora Ruins simply because there's 7 checks there. Well, 6 plus the wall face check, and then you got girl, so 8 checks. Yeah, I can see the runner just checking those just for check density, which is fine. But if the runner does a full freebies route and gets all of their hints, they're going to find out that late game is where they need to be. Your hints also pretty much tell you that there's not much that's required anyway. There's not much early game aside from the Moon Seed. We got a hint for that. So you really should, the game is telling you to really focus your efforts on late game checks. Like I said, Pandora Ruins, again, it's not a bad play. It's not the worst play. Not the best play. But, I mean, it does give you 2 seeds. So, there is that. So, after Pandora Ruins, I decided to, I want to play for late game. I saw the Moon Seed, I saw the Dryad Seed, and I'm like, all right, you know what? I want to play for late game. I want to play for the whip and / or Salamander. Maybe I'll find one of those two on one of these 2 pedestals. Unfortunately, we did not. So that's when I decided to say, we struck out at the Moon pedestal, there was nothing there. We struck out at the Dryad Seed pedestal, there was nothing there. So that's when I decided I need to just play for the whip and Salamander at this point. We found the whip on Watermelon, which was a good spot for it. Not the best spot, but it's a spot. And then I decided to go to Pure Land to play for Salamando, because even though there is the chance that Salamando is sitting in a stupid spot like Kettlekin or Light Seed pedestal when we don't have the gold key, or sitting at the Dark Seed pedestal when we don't have the Dark Seed, etc., etc., Pure Land is pretty much the next best thing you can do, because, I mean, the checks, they aren't gated. We have both cutting weapons, so we can get through Pure Land with ease. We have a Sprite. We have several Mana Seeds. If you do Pandora Ruins, you get 2 more, in addition to the 2 free Mana Seeds that you find, which were the Fire Seed and the Light Seed. So at the very least, the runner will have 4 Mana Seeds, which means they can possibly have up to level 4 magic to just blast through Pure Land bosses. We found Salamando on the second check, the Snow Dragon check, and that's when I decided to say, you know what, I'm going to go back to Grand Palace to check and see what I need, because it doesn't make sense to try and blind Dryad. We know she's out there. We don't know if she's required or not, but it makes a hell of a lot more sense to go to Grand Palace and check to see. Because if you go there and find out that, hey, Dryad's required, then yeah, you gotta leave and you gotta go find her. But in the case where Salamando is the one that's required, you have him and you can continue checking. And thankfully, we did not need to find Dryad. And it's like I said, information is very powerful in this randomizer, and it's even more powerful in how you use it, how you utilize it on your run. That's why I decided to play for Salamando instead of Dryad, because we had information on Salamando. We knew what part of the game he was in. We knew that he could be required for Grand Palace. So that's why I decided to just play for Salamando and the whip in the process and see if, Salamando is required. I did not want to try and play for Dryad because we had no information on where she was. Dryad could have been on a higher complexity than Salamando was. I don't even think this was a higher complexity seed anyway. I could be wrong, but I have a feeling it's not, because we found quite a lot during the run. We found, 7 out of 8 elementals. We found 5 seeds. We found every weapon except for the spear. So I don't think this was a high complexity seed at all. I'm pretty sure it wasn't. Salamando honestly was complexity 0, because we started with the sword and the axe and the flammy drum. So you can get to Pure Land right from the start of the seed. And you can theoretically grab Salamando at the start of the run if you wanted to. You have to go through 2 bosses, but you can technically do it. But yeah, when you don't have information on a certain thing that you may, quotation marks, may need, then I feel as though it's not a good idea to try and chase it down unless you have to, or unless it's like, disabled hints or something. Then disabled hints means you pretty much have to blind everything. So that's a whole different can of worms. But in a seed where we do have hints enabled and you don't get any information on a certain elemental, then I feel as though it's not a good idea to try and chase that elemental down, because you don't know where that elemental is. But if the seed gives you information, on the other hand, on an elemental that could possibly be required, then I feel as though it is a better idea to chase that elemental down, and then at the very least check and see at Grand Palace. Check and see, because you may never know. That elemental that you chase down could very well be required, and in this case, Salamando was required. So pretty much early game gives you everything that you need. It gives you Undini, it gives you Gnome. Well, I can't say Gnome, because a lot of runners don't like checking that back chest in Northtown Ruins, so they're gonna have to, because Gnome is required. So I don't know. It depends on how the other runners run this seed. So that's why I say doing a full freebies run sometimes is very beneficial, because you never know what you'll find. Anyway, the early game gives you Undini, Gnome if you go to the back chest in NTR, Sylphid, Northtown Ruins. It gives you Shade, which was in the Sunken City chest. We got a hint for Shade as well. So that should incentivize runners to go check Sunken City chest at the very least. And they'll find Shade right there, which is free, since we start with the axe. And it also gives you, 2 mana seeds? So you're given plenty of power, as well as a decent amount of cash to get armor to get started on your boss checks. Not to mention it's vanilla shops, so you don't have to go overboard as far as armor here. Like the most one is going to need here is maybe steel cap, golden tiara, power wrists. You can get by with those. You can get by with, fancy overalls, and you probably could get by with spiky suit, honestly. Spiky suit, kung fu dress, maybe. But we did have enough money to get fancy overalls and chest guards. So, the seed gives you enough money for all that stuff. So you're not exactly hurting for cash on this seed. And even then, you can still pop enemies for chests and look for money. You have that option if you have to do it, but there's no need to do it this seed if you spend your money correctly anyway. So like I said, early game gives you everything you need to do boss checks, and once you start doing them, you shouldn't have any problems. You get Luna for free, you get Undini for free, you get Sylphid and Shade for free as well. Gnome, if you check the back chest, you get that for free as well. So you have plenty of options early game. You're also given an intelligence weapon right from the start of the run. The axe had intelligence on it, so right away, your sprite is gonna have +10 to intelligence. So that is it for this seed of the week. Number 261 and 5722 is our time. I will see you all next time.